I believe the meaning of a teacher is when you are ready to share what you have. We look more towards negatives and we forget the positives. It happens because we all are humans. Listen to your heart, trust your instinct. Nothing else can go beyond this.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I am Seema Chhoriya. Great Principles, an educational and interactive talk show that brings together best school leader of the country and the globe. Today we have with us Dr. Deepti Chaturvedi, Principal, Nurture International School, Bangalore. Be your own judge and not let the words show you who you should be. Until now, I wasn't sure about these words and what to comprehend about it till the time when I read my guest profile. I got a glimpse of a personality who is determined and focused to achieve her goal in life. I'm really proud and honored to welcome once again Dr. Chaturvedi to our show. Welcome to Principals, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So teaching, ma'am, it's the most non-glamorous profession, where you are always working behind the scene, and especially when you are a school leader, you are always at the back seat. So you started your career when you were an instructor at NIIT, and for almost 4 years you were there. And then the teaching came in, and that happened, and everything changed. So we would like to know why you started teaching.
Actually, I started randomly with NIIT, to be very frank. I was the student over there when I was doing my graduation second year. And I was doing an IIT course. At that time, NIIT, Aptech, Tata Unisys, they were very famous organizations in terms of computer teaching and all. So I joined there. Fortunately, being a good one, I was offered a job over there, and I started as the faculty at NIIT. So directly, indirectly, my teaching started from NIIT only. But after that, completing my PG, getting married, and then I started thinking professionally about how to go about. Then what stuck to my mind was, it's like I'm a teacher by passion, not by profession. This is the only thing that I can do. Whenever I thought of myself, I felt like nothing else I can go and fit in any other structure of MNC or anything else. So I simply slipped into it. With a small primary school, I started with class 3rd and 4th and all. I'm talking about somewhere in 2001, 2002. And then slowly and slowly went till the college education, worked with a university as well, completed my PhD. And then finally I shifted to Bangalore around 3 years back as vice principal, and now yeah, I started teaching just because it is something that was, I don't know if you take it as a word or something, but it is actually true that I am born to be a teacher. I can't do anything else other than teaching. I have too many things what I can share with the students, and I, even as a teacher, I used to spend more my time with the students rather than in staff room. I enjoy being with the students rather than my colleagues. So it is like something, it came automatically, and I'm fortunate enough that I was getting those opportunities where I could get the job of my choice. And it just happened this way. So that's it.
Wonderful. So a teacher by heart and a teacher by choice.
Yes.
So let me ask you one thing now. As a teacher by heart, how do you define this term teacher? Today, this term teacher has been defined in different meanings. We expect too much from our teachers.
I tell you one thing, Seema, you are looking from your side that you expect too much from a teacher. But to be very frank, being a parent, I have seen the impact of teachers on my kids. Being a teacher, from the reactions of the parents, I could understand how do we impact the life of children. And now being at a leadership position, I can understand that how the relationship between the teacher, the parent, and the student goes in, and how a leader fits into that. Looking into all that, actually, I feel that it is, first of all, I will not agree with the word that you have used. It is the most non-glamorous profession. No, it is not. Actually, when you move into the corridors of the school every morning, And the shine you get in the eyes of your student every morning when they look at you, when they greet you, when they respect or appreciate the way you are taking them ahead, you feel all that glory around you, I'm telling you. So I am happy with this glamour of my profession and I truly enjoy it. Number one. Number two is, as a teacher, I'm not saying that a lot of work is expected from us. If we simply do what is supposed to be a teacher, ethically, ideally, automatically the things will fall in place. What I'm trying to say is as simple as that. If you go in classroom for teaching, it is a burden. If you go in classroom for checking the notebooks or shouting at them for not completing the work, it is a burden. But when you go in classroom for sharing, when you go in classroom for interaction, it is never a burden. And your work is easier than what actually is expected from a teacher is to prepare them with knowledge, with skill, and with attitude. That is nowadays we call a new word in trained in education world is competency. NEP is talking about competencies and all. That is what a teacher is supposed to do. So when I am teaching economics in my class 10th, why to teach them about the crude terms? That definitions Google is also giving. That definition any online site is also giving. As a teacher, let them get the feel of the term. The term development could be different for a farmer and different for a student. Let them understand the term development. So as a teacher, I believe the meaning of a teacher is when you are ready to share what you have, rather than you are ready to teach. When you try to teach, you won't be able to. But when you try to share, automatically your work becomes easy. So expectations of parents will also be fulfilled and you will feel like, okay, you have done something great. I'm telling you in very simple words. I'm not a person of jargon words and typical vocabularies. It's like, I believe, just connect with whosoever is the audience in front of you in classroom according to their age appropriateness and share whatever you know with them and see the miracle happening. It happens. So this is how a teacher should be in my definition.
Wonderful. And this is what I was anticipating from the person who is teacher by choice, who just want to be a teacher and nothing else. So a perfect answer by ma'am today. Yes, ma'am has simplified it. When you enjoy your work and you are there to just share, and that is when your work becomes fun and there's no more a burden and you are no more under the umbrella of expectations anymore. So great to know such a beautiful definition of teacher. And yes, as ma'am mentioned, when the principal or the teacher walks to the corridor and so many children saying, good morning, ma'am, they greet you, they look at you, you feel like a celebrity, certainly. And today, even I agree, yes, it is not that non-glamorous even. There is some sort of glamour if you are willing to look at it. Thank you so much for altogether new thoughts and new ideas today in front of us. Moving ahead in our conversation, like the differences of all the 5 fingers on our hand, the differences in the abilities and capabilities of children are also there. All our unique and diverse learning needs are there. What measures do you take to provide a wholesome learning experience to your students?
When I was teacher, Seema, I used to try to analyze the learning profile of my kids. It's a little bit technical task also. And once you start with the task technically, and once you start interacting properly in classroom, slowly and slowly, it takes time. First month of the session must go with this process, I believe. And I'm trying to implement that as a leader also in my school, is to understand the learning profile, the way the child is comfortable in learning. Some are very good in terms of audio learners. Some are very good as video learners. Some are good with books and notes. And some are kinesthetic learners. We call it a WARC model: video, audio, reading, writing, and kinesthetic model. So initially we give different tasks to them and try to analyze their responses, the way they are trying to respond. Okay, you won't believe a class 7th or class 8 student can come back to you for a science concept with a rap song. So my point is, you need to understand that they have understood the concept. The mode of delivery could be anything. It could be a song, it could be a write-up, it could be a verbal communication, it could be bullet points, mind map. drawing, graphic, anything. So that I used to do in the beginning with my students. Then that will give us an idea how the child is able to perform better, or how they will take up your things in a better way. Then based on that, a little bit differentiation techniques we use in differentiation techniques in a way that we try. Of course, we cannot do one-on-one, but we try to do differentiated grouping techniques, and we deliver in a way that every group is going to get according to their capacity. So those who are good in graphics, maybe some mind maps of my concept I would like to deliver. Some videos I share of the same concept. Of course, the notes part will go. They will take up from the part they are okay with. Some role plays in classroom, some nature walk for bio chapters. So first of all, the learning profile has to be analyzed in the beginning of the session for the classes. And after that, we go ahead with certain differentiation techniques in terms of teaching. That is how I would take up with different learning styles.
Absolutely, there couldn't be any better solution to it. That first you analyze the learning profile of the child, and based on that, you carry on further. And I really love the point where you
We need
mentioned
to understand what they are ready to accept. First of all, we need to understand what they are ready to accept. Then only delivery will be successful.
absolutely, ma'am. And I really like the point when you said if the child can narrate in the manner, the mode of narration doesn't matter. If he has understood the concept, that is what is required. And this is what is education, that the child should understand the concept and he should be able to apply it. So great to know this thought process. And I think to all my school leaders out there, this is wonderful strategy which can be adopted throughout. A great learning, a great takeaway from this answer. Moving ahead to our next question. Winning and losing is a part and parcel of life. No journey is without obstacles and hindrances. To reap the benefits of labor, we all look for something, appreciation, recognition. So tell me one thing, do awards help educators in fulfilling their core responsibilities?
Yes, I believe yes. I mentioned one award of Teachathon 2020 last year's that when what I received. And before that, few were there, not so much to be mentioned, but recently also one more I received from one edu company, that was an Inspiring Leader Award for my school. Awards give us a sense of ownership actually. Okay, when you are awarded for a particular thing, you start feeling, okay, now you have a little bit of responsibility to prove yourself award worthy. It is not just given to you, but you deserved it, and so you got that. So my feel number one is that once you are getting that acknowledgement or that award thing, it is giving me a sense of responsibility that, okay, I have to achieve a better one next year. This one, okay, for this year. Now I should aim for the next one next year, or more this way, or how I can improve myself for any other award that is coming up my way. So it is giving a motivation also that way. Yes, I feel it is a motivation and a sense of ownership that our award brings to us. This is one. Another thing is that I feel is, first of all, I am always a learner, Seema. At this age also, from the beginning, I'm a very good learner. I claim that says that I am a very good learner. I've learned from my students also, from my family also, anybody around. I try to learn whatever I can. So when I go to award functions, you get people to interact with. And when you listen to different opinions, from there you can pick up what suits you. And that you can, of course, implement in your journey further. This is how we grow. This is how we grow, I believe. So award functions are actually a place of takeaway for me. When I go, I try to, initially I was less in part of speaking, and I tried to just check out, analyze people, their body language, how do they present. I was a person of stage fear in my student life. So I used to try to check how people present themselves in such gatherings, how these things come, what sort of categories of awards are there for other schools in which my school can also work on. So these are the things that I try to observe from the ceremony. And then, of course, if I am being awarded, like Teachathon I did, then Inspire School Leader Award I got. So I believe that every time now I have to prove it, that I gained it because I worth it. And then of course, next time I should go for any other category or plan or prepare my school in that way. So yes, it is a motivation, a sense of ownership. It is a learning for a leader. I take it that.
Wonderful, great answer again. Yes, the awards are like a benchmark that you have achieved this and this is what you have been valued for. Now you are supposed, now you need to work harder and go to next level. So as ma'am mentioned, when one award is received, she also looks for, all right, so what are the other categories? Where else can I excel? So wonderful takeaway again from this answer that all these kinds of functions where you have an opportunity to interact, network, go out and learn, and learning, being a learner is the biggest trait you can have. So great answer here again. Moving again to the next question. Ma'am, there are some people, those who will always criticize whatsoever good you do. You cannot make everyone happy. And that is how leaders' decision making is influenced, because you have to take decision for masses and not for certain group. And during these times, there are certain things which may go wrong. So being an educationist, you look up for your advice, support, and inspiration during such low times.
Listen to your heart, trust your instinct. Nothing else can go beyond this. Okay, there have been such times for me. In fact, in this COVID time only, I switched over my job. I joined this school as a principal in the month of April only, and then June I myself was hospitalized for corona things, and all things were not so easy for me in the beginning. And getting acquainted in a new school, that too in online platform where you are not getting physical interaction with the staff, and then so many things happen with everybody, as with me also. But my point is that, see, it's very theoretical sort of line, Seema, to say that, okay, look at positives, forget the negatives. Practically, it doesn't happen. We look more towards negatives and we forget the positives. It happens because we all are humans. But still, I believe that you trust your strength. That is the most important thing. And when I feel that I'm stuck in any sort of decision making, when I feel I'm not getting a way out, I try to take small steps rather than planning a long term for 6 months or where I'm going to be after 2 or 3 months. You don't believe, I plan for 24 hours, and I close my eyes beyond 24 hours for some time. Let's finish this 24-hour first. If this is, that was the time, if you remember, when schools were like, all of a sudden we got the news of shutting down, the lockdown. It was so sudden for the school leaders, you won't believe, that the teachers training, the parents mindset, session was ending. Some classes we just gave them promotion without exams and all. So many decisions to be taken all of a sudden. Till night 12:30 we were having meetings to settle next day out how to get this done. It was happening that way. That time, if we start panicking, it won't work. So first of all, cool down. And that time, don't trust anybody, trust your instinct, your experiences, because you know your system the best. Outsider advice will be according to their experiences. I may sound rude over here, but I say at times there has to be, like, you have to make a wall around you. Think according to your experience, take short steps. Okay, let's finish this task first. If this is done, then go for it. Even as a female teacher, I'm telling you, as a female teacher, I am saying, not as a leader, you may feel that your correction work is a lot of pending, session is ending, your principal is shouting at you with lot of discrepancies of work, you are not able to finish it off, question paper. So too many things at the end of the session, and because of the family responsibilities, sometimes it happens to lady teachers that they are not able to finish their task on time, and they cannot give that excuse in a school. Everybody faces that. Right. So at that point of time, if possible, very practical suggestion is take 2 days leave. I used to do that. Finish your chunk one by one, and then go with a fresh mind. Or take one person in confidence in your family or in your school. You need a support that time. But first of all, do not panic. extra hours working for 48 hours will not give you an harm. There has been times when we used to work overnight for a day or two at the end of the session, but that pays off when you are going at the end of the session. So just trust your instinct, plan short steps, try not to pile up your work. I am a person who don't pile up my work. Today, at least this much I'll finish. If you don't pile up for daily, because ladies already have a bundle of work in the background always. So if I pile up my professional work also, I won't be able to finish my things on time. So don't pile up the things. Trust your instinct. Have your me time. Have your me time. That is very much needed for you. Otherwise, next day you won't be able to come back and sit in office and do your work. And relax. Sometimes just chill. That is the only thing that we can do the best. And then things will set in place. So short steps is the best remedy at times, I feel, when I need to plan a long task.
Great answer here again, ma'am. I was just reminded of the quote, slow down, deep breath, and then take one step and gradually move towards the goal.
But Seema, as a coach or as a mentor, we say these things, but practically the person who is going through will not take it the way we want them to take it, because they are stuck with so many things. I don't quote it in video, but I belong to a huge family. I know at times where ladies are stuck. So that time you need to be very, very patient and calm. And that time coach and mentor and nothing works. What works is your own trust on yourself that, okay, I can do it. Now, one thing at a time. I used to do it. Kuch I used to remove from there, and I think one at a time. Short steps. Within 24 hours, we see the change. So I believe the things happen this way.
Completely agree to you, ma'am. I come from a joint family, a huge family again. So I know how many compromises we have to make. And at times we just lose our cool. And then I only think I have to do this work, either this way or that way. So rather, let me plan, get organized, and do it happily, and everything will fall in place. So this strategy has actually helped me also. And I'm
Yes.
sure only what helps, only we can help ourselves. And there is no one else, because we know our situation better. So full answer again. Wonderful takeaway that you are the master and creator of your own destiny. If you want things to fall in line, they will. So wonderful. On this amazing take, we move to the next question. And now we have reached to the very interesting segment, which is called rapid fire round. So you have to answer in one word or a statement.
Okay.
All right. So here goes the first question. You spend your recreational time indulging in activities like?
Listening to music and sleeping.
Wonderful. Sleep, eat, repeat. That's the best thing to do. That recharges us. All right. Going to the next question. Tell us about a funny or a weird incident in your life.
Funny. I am not that much fun-loving person actually. So means, this is something that happens to me once or twice a day, especially in my office. When any student comes to me with that toffees for birthday, and especially the younger ones, as soon as they come, I take the whole box. Thank you. And then they look at my face. Neither they can say no to me, and they want the toffees back because they have to share with other teachers also. I said, happy birthday, thank you. And she was looking with a question mark to my face. Ma'am, I want the toffees back. That is something like, now they know me, so they are not so panicking, but at times I do that in my office, yes.
This truly is something very different, a very unique thing to do with kids.
I do it.
Great. Moving to the next question. Your favorite Kishore Kumar song?
Okay. Chukar Mere Man Ko is something, yes. Chukar Mere Man Ko Kiya Tune Kya Ishara. This one I listen a lot, many times.
All right, wonderful. Moving to the next question. Who is your favorite chef and his famous dish?
Not exactly anybody, frankly speaking, but yes, I follow MasterChef regularly, Indian and Australian both. Ranveer Barar, the chef, his cooking style is something I like very much. The way he prepares the gravies, I try to follow that, especially a dish I won't be able to tell you, frankly speaking, but his Ranveer Balar's cooking style is something very close to our kitchen, not a chef-like style that we cannot follow in our kitchen. So yes, he could be the favorite chef. And the way he prepares the gravies, especially using cashews and all, that is what I like and I try to follow in my dishes.
Wonderful. Who is famous for the helicopter shot?
Mahendra Singh Dhoni, of course.
Of course.
My all-time favorite.
Yeah, and ma'am is a cricket lover.
Yes. Unfortunately, like from the day he has taken retirement, I stopped watching because, to be very frank, I used to watch cricket to watch Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And I especially like him because I have a reason. And I share that reason with my children once in a class, definitely. It's like the kind of cool attitude he actually shows on field, even at the time of maximum panic. You won't believe that last or second last ball of the over, and the person is taking the ball and running towards the wicket to hit the wicket rather than throwing the ball. Means that time also we can take that a big decision that, okay, I don't have to throw because if I'll miss it, the wicket will not fall. So within 13 seconds, he picks up the ball and he goes to the wicket, and then because of that one decision, India wins the match. So I'm not that cool person. I lose my temper at times, but I try. The kind of coolness he is having in his eyes is in his body language, and a person who is totally away from controversies most of the time. So the personality actually inspires me. And that is why Mahendra Singh Dhoni is something I follow, because the way he uses his leisure time, I try to follow that Instagram pics and all the way he plans the things. And you see the sportsman spirit against Sri Lanka when he was batting. He tried to fix up the fielding for opponent team. It was like such a real sportsman, like where you are not thinking only about your thing, you are thinking about the game that way. So I like that cool, actually that Mr. Cool thing. I want that we should be like, only eyes should tell us that, okay, no person can take liberty beyond a limit with me. That sort of thing I like with the personality of Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Certainly, Dhoni has been an extremely calm and composed captain in Indian cricket team.
Your decision-making ability actually is reflected in the difficult times only.
Yeah.
Normal time, everybody can be a good decision maker. But when there is a time of difficulty or panic, if you can be cool and take a proper decision that time, this is where you stand out. And that is why I like him like anything that is.
Certainly, he is an idol and we must follow him for his decision-making abilities too. Coming to the last question in this segment, name the last 3 books you read.
One is Raghuram Rajan's I Am Who I Am. And one is the Team Quotient. That is, I'm reading just now. If you allow me, I can tell you the name of the writer. I don't remember the name of the writer. The Team Quotient is the name of the book that is I'm going through. And one is the Whistling Student of Ruskin Bond, that I did for my children only, because I need to share the case study sort of thing with them in classroom. So, and otherwise I am a very random sort of reader, in a way that whatever comes through my eyes, I read it. Means it could be any newspaper envelope also. When I get an envelope from a medicine shop which is made up of a newspaper, I used to read that also before throwing. And Google and everywhere, wherever good things come my way, I used to read a lot. Because at times you may not get the time to read the whole book that ways, but a small articles, a small piece of information, they are good that ways. So India Today and Outlook, these sort of magazines, I'm a very regular reader of those things. Times of India, I used to have the whole while going and coming back on my way. And yes, books, yes, Raghuram Rajan, I have started with, because certain things I like. I'm not a person of economics. I'm not very good in that, in fact, but I'm trying to learn certain things from that ways. And Team Quotient, I started because I want to become a leader, I'm saying that I want to become a leader where I can make my team also going along with me. The alignment, I want to get the best with my team as well, because I cannot become a leader until unless my team is in alignment with me. So I want to learn that team building strategies that way. So Team Quotient is the book that I'm going through right now.
Great. Wonderful, ma'am. It was really interesting to know in this segment. So many things we came to know about you in these 4-5 questions that you like Kishore Kumar, you like music, you like Dhoni, you like cricket, you like MasterChef, you love to read. So many things we got to know about you. This brings to me to the last question of the show, which is called Viewer's Choice Question. My viewers keep sending me loads of questions, and this one I have picked for you. They say that when a child is unable to retain any learned matter, we make fun of learning capability and imply the child you should use the rote method to memorize. What measures can school take to make learning easier and retainable for children?
Seema, there are so many revision retention techniques are there which are taught to us during our B.Ed programs also. And now since so many teachers trainings are going on, especially during this pandemic thing, and I am also doing it with my teachers, there are very small techniques. So rather than just putting them with loads of notes and asking them to sit aside and read aloud, this won't work any which ways. If I am feeling that there is a learning gap, technically we call it a learning gap, that a child is not able to take what we are asking the child, expecting the child to take up. In that case, we have strategies like storytelling. We have strategies like mnemonics. You know, all curly brown hair, something in trigonometry, there is a mnemonic for cos, sine and all. Then there are small timelines. Okay, so rather than asking them, like French Revolution is a very difficult chapter for history students. If a child is not able to memorize the whole text, the language is very typical when NCERT comes in. If they do it with a timeline, it becomes a lot easy for them. Okay, there is a thing like post-its. So we create a small post-its and we paste it. My class 10th students, I do it every year. Term 1, they themselves prepare small diagrams, charts, posters, and whole class was flooded with that. So that was the visual memory that I was trying to create. When you are moving around, when you are having your lunch, just have a look of the diagram of excretory system. You will get your visual memory here, and when you are supposed to answer, you will be able to do that. So a lot of visual memories I try to create with the help of whatever content is going on in class in terms of subject teaching. We put certain things related to that in class boards. Especially the students who are not able to do it, we share small mind maps to them. We share video links. We already have a video library with us for subject-wise, class-wise, chapter-wise. We share the video links. You watch it twice, thrice, 4 times you watch it. Something will definitely retain over here. We share timelines. We give them mnemonics. We give them short poems to remember the thing. So there are many ways other than giving them notes and shouting at them. They will never do it with the help of notes. If they could do it, what is the point of going for other things? So there are ways. We just need to understand what exactly they can take. And once they do it, like we have the concept of remedial classes. Saturdays when regular teaching is not going on, such students we are calling, or online we are calling, and we are sharing such things with them. Our teachers, my team is good enough in that way that they are preparing all this for me, and we are sharing this with our students. So obviously the result will come back. So that is what we are trying to do.
Wonderful. I'm sure my viewers must have understood the different various techniques which can be adopted to make learning fun and retainable. It was great answer again, ma'am. We learned so much. We're full of knowledge, and there is so much we wish we could share, but we have timelines. It was great to interact with you. Thank you so much for your time with us. I and my team are blessed and privileged to have you.
Thank you so much, Seema. It was lovely for me also to talk with you. Thank you so much.